One day in the trailer, the Lord, He came to me, and He said to me, dear brother, I love you, can't you see? My love for you is stronger than all the ocean tides. And when He said these words to me, I sat down and I cried. Now I'm talking about Jesus. Talking about Jesus, talking about Jesus, Christ the Lord, Lord, Lord. I'm talking about Jesus, talking about Jesus, talking about Jesus Christ the Lord. The day He changed my life for good, and I began to see well, the price He paid to save us all. On top of Calvary, His love for us became complete on that fateful day. And now I live inside His heart because He is the way. And I'm talking about Jesus, talking about Jesus, talking about Jesus, Christ the Lord, Lord, Lord. I'm talking about Jesus, talking about Jesus, talking about Jesus Christ the Lord. So let me hear you speaking, Lord, in accents clear and still, above our storms and passions, memories of ourselves well. Oh, speak to reassure me, Lord, to hasten or control me. Speak and make me listen, 'cause you're the guardian of our souls. And I'm talking about Jesus, talking about Jesus, talking about Jesus, Christ the Lord, Lord, Lord. I'm talking about Jesus, talking about Jesus, talking about Jesus Christ the Lord. I'm loving Jesus Christ the Lord. I'm living with Jesus Christ the Lord. Good evening, and welcome to Calling All Christians. My name is Mike, and I'm doing this live this evening from a little church down on South Main Street called the Gates of Praise. The Sunday service is at 1:30 in the afternoon every Sunday, and they have a Bible study, a Messianic Bible study on Wednesday nights from 7 to 8 or 8:30. It's through the Torah Club. It's taught by Rabbi Esther. And then I'm going to be starting a Bible study Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 6 to 7. And so if you're interested in coming down, we listen to the Bible, then we have a little discussion on what the Lord had for each of us. It's going to be different for each person. Maybe some get nothing out of it on that one, and maybe they will on something else. But we also have we're starting a movie Saturday afternoons from 2 to 3:30. We're going to have Christian movies, a little popcorn, Christian fellowship. And this week's movie, which actually, you're seeing this on Sunday, unfortunately that week's going by. I have flyers out, but it's called Breakthrough. And the second one on the 24th, which is a Saturday, is called Miracles from Heaven, I believe. Yeah. Anyway, come on down and have some Christian fellowship and watch a movie, have some popcorn, enjoy yourself. Give you something to do. We should have had the Lord in our thoughts always, every day. I know that for many years that was not the case with me. I was just living in the world, trying to do the best I could. Was a total sinner in so many ways, but I didn't know because I was just following and figuring the Lord wants us to be happy, so I do the things that make me happy. And some of them weren't the right things. But eventually had mercy on me and came and asked me to follow him. And that was an experience 21 years ago. Hence the close. I profess his name everywhere I go. I don't have to, people come, they'll say, talk about the close, and then maybe we open up a conversation about Jesus. The opening song, I got the words to that. He gave me the words to that about 20 years ago. So I was walking the roads and picking up aluminum cans because we needed some extra money. And I'd make about $15 a week picking up aluminum. And then bottles were a little tougher because you had to drive to Connecticut in those days. But, there were lots of bottles, but I didn't pick those up. And because people, it's funny because you'd walk down a road one night and you'd pick up, let's say, 50 aluminum cans. And then you walk down the same road the next night and you pick up 35. And then you walk down the next night and you pick up 15. And then if it's a weekend, you might pick up 75. People just throw this stuff out the window of the car as they drive along, not even considering that the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob created all this for us to live in and learn, and hopefully learn about him enough to become favorable in his eyes. He ended up having to send his son down here and to be our example. So he was full of the 9 fruits of the Spirit, and we should copy those. 3 of the greatest are love, joy, and peace. And if you're following Jesus, the Lord is with you, and you know that. Now, born-again people would know that. You can't, I had that experience, is once you know that God is real, your life totally changes. Right off the bat. And it's wonderful, actually. Just, you want to tell everybody. But then you realize after a point in time that people are just living in the flesh world. Their eyes and ears are closed. And God has them that way for his good purpose. You want him to open everybody's. But sometimes he uses us as a pipe, as the water uses a pipe. He uses us for him to reach other people. That's why he needs us, really. There's so much confusion in the different churches. All Christians, a lot of them have different ideas, different thoughts. Some churches don't agree with this or don't. But if we are Christians, there should be no division amongst us. None. There's no division in Jesus. It can't be. The Bible tells us that. In 1 Corinthians, I think Paul covers it quite nicely. And even he said, why are you divided? Why you think all differently? You should all think the same way in Christ Jesus. But we don't. It seems like the world in a lot of ways is walking away from God and has been moving away from God ever since, really, the Garden of Eden. I know the Lord had destroyed the world and then kept Noah's family together, but then even one of Noah's sons went out and broke the rules. just like Adam and Eve broke the rules. And Cain broke the rules. So, and it goes on and on. And it's still going on today. We're seeing it, we're actually seeing a lot of things that are written in the Bible, in prophecies, seeming to come true in this world today. But the Bible tells us that all things will come to light. And it's kind of a scary thing, but if you really believe in Jesus and believe that Jesus is in charge, 100%, you have no fear. What do you got to fear? His plan will come to fruition. It has to. If the Bible be true, and I know it's true, born agains know it's true. But actually in the Bible it says that there's a bigger reward for those that believe yet have not yet seen. Right. So don't feel bad if your eyes and ears are shut. You still can be doing a lot of great things and great work for Jesus. He's doing everything. There are no coincidences. When you pulled into that parking lot and was looking for a parking place close to the front door of the market, and there was one right there, there's a reason for that. And his name is Jesus Christ. And he loves you. And he helped you out. But I guarantee you, or I would like to think I'm wrong, but I really believe this. 1 out of a million people would really understand that or know it, or even think about it. But that's the truth. I know there are some, because I've seen a couple, and I've used them as examples in these videos I do. I had to redo this one. I did it earlier, and I had the camera higher above me, and the light. And I got the light off to the side, and it's not bothering my eyes as much. I can at least look. I'm very grateful to the Lord for, about a month and a half ago, he brought me down here. I knew this church existed, but he prompted me again to come down here, and I've kind of, I help him with the music on Sunday. I do the discs and the music and play it on the screen for the service. But right now in that, they're teaching the Old Testament. And then on Wednesday nights, Rabbi Esther teaches the New Testament. I've learned quite a few things of history that I didn't know, that we were never taught. I was brought up a Catholic, so it was the church. They read the Bible. They did. All you did was just listen to them. Well, you have to have a personal relationship. Believing that there's a lot of great Catholics. I know a lot of great Catholics. A lot of people will, talk them down. That's, I think, the division that Paul's talking about. We shouldn't judge other people. The book says not to do that. So even as Christians, as we judge other people, even if we go in the Bible and say, well, see, I can prove it in the Bible, you might be able to. But God knows everybody's heart. And God's in charge. And I don't think any of us are God. We're trying to be like him and get the fruits of the Spirit in us. But we have to work at that. And we need his help because he creates the circumstances of our life. So whatever's going to happen, it's just like this movie that I did earlier. When I came down and tried to copy it onto a flash drive, it said it was 4.3 gigabytes. The flash drive was 32 gigabytes. And it says the file's too big for the flash drive. And I'm going, excuse me. It can't be. So I tried putting it in a zip folder. And that compresses it. No, still too big. So there was something wrong in the movie. Hopefully this one comes out a little better and lets me, because I've already done one last week and I had no problems, but this week I had a problem. And that's how, the Lord wanted this problem to exist for his good purpose. and to see if I'd give up maybe. And I'm down here tonight. I've got to render. My biggest problem with these is rendering them because they take so long. I put them through movie software, and once I get them all patched together and I have to render, it takes about 4 hours. Once I have the movie rendered, then I can take it to a faster internet and upload it to my YouTube account, into BitChute. Actually, I had trouble with BitChute too. I think the file was too large for BitChute. I think there's size limitations, but I don't study, all the things about the channels that I probably should. I'd rather study more about the Lord. Because if it doesn't work, then He didn't want it to work in the first place. So if this one doesn't come out, then I'll have to call, because I go through the public broadcast out of Bristol Community College, so I'll have to call them and say, use last week's, until I figure out how I can get the next one done. Because deadline is tomorrow at noon. He has to have the link to YouTube. So I got to get this rendered, sent to YouTube, get the link, and send it to him before 12 o'clock. So I'll be down here tonight after 4 hours to pick up the file, take it to the house, put it on a faster upload speed, because my phone is it's a hotspot. It uploads fine, but it would take a long time. And I have unlimited data on the home account. So I take it to my wife's place and do it there. And so I just have to watch the time and make sure that I don't go over, because I have a song called Talking About Jesus that was, the Lord inspired me to write the lyrics and music to that right after I met him back in 2001. When I met the Lord, I met His Spirit, came into a little trailer, changed my whole life. I've said this in many of my videos, so I'm not going to. It is my testimony, it's my truth. And what am I supposed to do? Not tell it? I have to tell it. I'd be offending the Lord not to tell it. I don't deserve anything. I was a total poor, I can't even tell you. And now I'm not, it doesn't make me any better. It just means that I know, and now He can teach me, and now I can start changing some of those behaviors that are not so good, which He's done. And that's what we all need to do. Knowing Him and understanding that He died on the cross for our sins and He is God and, has been given authority over everything on earth, that's all great. But there's a daily, knowing that and taking what you hear your pastors and priests and ministers say in church and making them actively used in your life each day. I don't think a lot of people do that. I know there are maybe quite a few, but there needs to be a lot more. And then there are those that just don't believe. He wants them too, because He still loves them. He made them. He created all of us in our mother's wombs. How would we know, huh? How would our mom know? How would our fathers know? Moms and dads were all, they should have been passing a lot of this on. If you go back, as you read the Bible, a lot of these, way back in Jesus' day and after, the families, they taught their children the 5 books in the Jewish Israelite religion. They taught their children. They gave them the foundation. And in some churches today, the parents raise the children. All you can do is raise them with the foundation. You can point them to Christ. They have to make a choice at some time in their life to choose Christ. Some do, some don't. Doesn't mean the ones that don't aren't going to end up being saved by Jesus Himself. That happened to me. Okay, I didn't go after Jesus. He came after me. Why? I don't know. I don't worry that much about that part of it. He'll tell me someday. all I know is that that's all I think about. It's tough because I told my wife, I said, how about if I make you, 8 outfits, and then you don't have to worry about, what you're going to wear. You're going to have 8 different color shirts and, 8 different color sweatpants with Jesus all over them. You put in the shoes. I had somebody say that shoes was an insult, but really, there's sections in the Bible that say no. If I put it on the sole of my foot and walked on his name, that'd be an insult. But I'm not. I'm just displaying his name to the world. I don't have to say a word. It's called silent evangelization. It's actually probably the best one because you can't mess up, It's like reading the Bible and trying to tell somebody what it means. Some of it's pretty straightforward, simple, but some of it's pretty complex. And in just the last few months, I've learned a lot of history that clarifies more a lot of the Bible. Let me give you some inspiration. Everybody, I try to give this every day now. The Lord's making me more active now, too. I don't know why, but again, like I said, he'll tell me someday. So I take a book that actually this was the first book he gave me to read. And he actually sent it to my wife. She didn't read it, but I did. And I've given hundreds of copies of this away. So I'm going to open this up and we're going to do a little inspiration. Okay, this is called The Two Joys. Okay, see if I get time. Yeah, I got time. Now this is Jesus speaking to 2 women in 1932. My children, I come, hearts eager to do my will, send out a call that ever I find irresistible. I know no barrier then. Resignation to my will keeps me barred out from more hearts than does unbelief. Wow. Resignation. See, he doesn't want, and that's in Exodus, when they were in the desert. The Lord wanted the tabernacle and stuff built, and he asked for things from the Israelites, but he said they had to give it freely. The Lord doesn't want us to resign we don't do things for him out of obligation. They're of no value to him. They don't mean anything to him. Okay, can anything be such a crime against love as being resigned? And I'll tell you, when he came to me in that trailer that day, the world has a total misconception of love. Love is God. People, they just have the wrong, in my opinion, the wrong conception of the word love. My will should be welcomed with a glad wonder if I am to do my work in the heart and life. In all true discipleship and in the true spiritual development of each disciple, there is first the wonder and the joy of first acquaintance. Then comes the long, plain stretch of lesson learning and discipline. That's the thing. I tell you, when I met him, I was like walking off the ground. And then you eventually come back to earth, and then you have to learn. He has to teach you many, 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 many things. And sometimes he has to teach you over and over on certain things because we don't get it right away. But the constant experience of me, the constant persistent recognition of my work in daily happenings, the numberless instances in which seeming chance or wonderful coincidence must be traced back to my loving forethought from him. All these gradually engender a feeling of wonder, certainty, gratitude, followed in time by joy. Joy is of 2 kinds, the joy born of love and wonder, and the joy born of love and knowledge. And between the experience of the 2 joys lies discipline, disappointment, almost disillusion. But combat these in my strength, persevere in observing my will, accept my discipline, and the second joy will follow. And of the second joy it was that I said, your joy no man taketh from you. Do not regret the first, the second is the greater gift. And from John 8:31-32, if ye continue in my word, then ye are ye my disciples indeed, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Great inspiration. Down to about 1:46. So listen, the church on South Main Street, 264 South Main Street, called Gates of Praise. Come on down for Sunday service, come down for Bible study. Just stop in for some fellowship. If I'm not here, there's a thing on the door. I'll tell you when I'll be back. I try to come in every morning around 6. Tomorrow I will not be able to be here about 6 because I have to take my wife to a daycare center, and then I'll be here. I might be down before then, but we'll see. Because I've got to get this movie done tonight. It's going to take a little while. Okay, so you have a great day. Have a great evening. And remember, keep Jesus first in everything you do. Give him credit for everything. Okay? Peace. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye now.